Welcome to S-Class, the highest tier in podcasting. Join with me today is the master of freestyles. It is the rap monster. It's Robbie Ray.
I feel like I would have been the J-pop singer, actually, and you would have been the rapper in this duo.
Well, actually, neither of us have quite the singing voice, so as always, I am your host, the greatest tactician who has managed to get this channel a total of 3 unique listeners per month. It's Justin.
I was about to say, I guess it makes more sense for you to be the tactician, if anything.
We need a third member. We're taking auditions for a singer.
A pop star, yes.
A pop star who looks cute in like a ponytail hat.
I feel like I could pull it off if you gave me the chance.
I'm waiting. I'm ready and willing.
Anyway, what are we talking about, Justin?
Today, we're talking about Paripi Kongming, or your boy Kongming.
Your boy Kongming.
I just learned this today. Do you know what Paripi Kongming means in Japanese?
I believe it is party boy or something like that.
It's a combination of English words. It's party people, like
party people.
Party people.
Kongming.
Okay. Rob, can you give us like a quick summary of it?
So we have your boy Kongming, who is a tactician from ancient China, and he is isekai'd into modern day Japan, where he makes it his life's purpose to get a young J-pop singer into stardom.
Because his dying wish is to go to a more peaceful world, and that is modern day Tokyo. I couldn't disagree with him more.
Shibuya Crossing is the epitome of peace.
Can we start off? So Shibuya Crossing is just pure chaos, but it is quite peaceful. But can we start off and just appreciate this? This always gets me is how everyone knows what the Three Kingdoms and who Kongming is.
What, in the series? That's the funniest thing about it. Like, I've maybe heard the name in my life, and I've definitely heard of the, what is the term of the three whatever?
Three Kingdoms, yeah.
Right, yeah, I've definitely heard that term, but I know nothing about, like, anything with it. And for some reason, everybody in modern-day Japan seems to have a working knowledge of all of this.
Not only, like, a working knowledge, like, an obsession with the Three Kingdoms. Like, I know about the Three Kingdoms very vaguely, but I've never heard of Kongming. And Kongming's, like, the second most famous Chinese tactician ever, besides, like...
Wait, who's first?
Sun Tzu. He wrote The Art of War.
I know Sun Tzu, yes.
Which is, like, a business book. So everyone knows Sun Tzu, but I've never heard of Kongming. But he's actually genuinely quite famous if you know the Three Kingdoms, which everyone in Tokyo does.
Apparently.
When we go back to Tokyo, we'll do like a little survey of all the Shibuya Crossing people. Do you know about the Three Kingdoms? And
I feel like that could be a pretty good video topic, actually.
if this anime blows up and people like it, they'll get the reference. It's quite funny.
That might be a good idea.
I guess, Rob, what were your first impressions? Because you started this before I did.
I was drawn in pretty quickly, actually. I think it starts incredibly strongly. It really leans into the humor early on, and the heart early on. You know, we get the two like drunk guys in Shibuya finding Kongming, thinking he's just like in his Halloween costume, and then just start getting drunk with him, and like that's hilarious. And then we get Eiko taking him home to not have him die in the streets, and him hearing her singing, and like. That's probably where they put most of their budget into the like her first song that we see, and it is captivating. It's really well done.
Yep.
Unfortunately, the animation doesn't keep up with that first episode, but it's still good.
That's so funny. I'm glad you noticed it because it's like there's so many like the first 3 episodes are really strong in terms of animation, and there are so many scenes between like episodes 4 and 10 where it's like. They're about to sing, and then the screen just blacks out. I'm like,
yeah,
what? Or like, I'm waiting for this hype moment, and it just disappears. Or it's just like a PowerPoint with a dynamic zoom on it.
Yep.
Like 7 pictures. I was like, man, like the hype of building up in each episode just dies as soon as that happens.
And we only had about 2 songs in the budget, which feels a little low for a anime based on singing.
It's really hard, though, like in their defense. To get like the fingers of a guitar strumming or like the voice and dancing, like it's that must murder the budget like crazy.
Of course,
it really comes together in that final episode.
Oh yeah, I mean it didn't bother me, but it starts incredibly strong and definitely like pulled me in.
definitely like a sandwich with the best part being the breads.
I mean, I like a good bread sandwich.
Yeah, I'm okay with the bread sandwich.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with toast.
The meat not that filling though in this one.
It wasn't filling, but it was tasty. It's like if you get a pastrami sandwich and there's not enough slices of pastrami, it's still a good sandwich, but you wish there was a little bit more depth to it.
Yeah, I'm not a pastrami guy, but I get the reference.
It doesn't have to be pastrami, okay? Forget about the pastrami.
I'm sorry. Okay. I want to zoom it back to that first episode, and you kind of touched on another point. Is like the heartstrings, like it really tugs at you because I thought it was genuinely motivational. Where Kongming's like talking about dreams and money secondary. He's like, "What is your dream, Aiko?" I know it really hit me. I was like, "Shit, like Justin, what's your dream? Like, what are you trying to do with your life?" And as someone who like works like a job that he doesn't like and wants to become an artist and things like that, it really kind of touched me because Aiko's like on the verge of giving up and just like, I guess I'm just not gonna get famous in music. And she finds someone who believes in her.
And it's so like powerful how much he believes. Like he hears her singing and instantly he decides this is it. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to make her the way I create peace on Earth through a Japanese pop star
with like less than 1,000 followers. And he's like, "Oh, don't worry, we're gonna take care of you.
We'll get there."
And he's just so humble and very like, he's so smooth. Like he's always complimenting her, and it's almost like he's flirting with her, but he's just being genuinely kind without expecting anything in return. And he's like creepy.
First, almost. I thought maybe there was going to be a little bit of romance to it, but then it really just turned out to be a genuine friendship, which I think is actually refreshing.
I totally agree. I also like that she's an adult.
Yes, I mean, especially with many of the anime we get, it's not usually centered around people in their mid-20s that are kind of already in a quote-unquote career or quote-unquote supposed to be in their life, and she's still figuring it out at this point, which is refreshing. Like somebody in that stage of her life that doesn't know what she's doing, or she's still going for it.
And that's what your 20s are all about, just like fucking up and trying to figure out what you're passionate about or the path that you're going to go on.
Now, so we go from the pop star, and then we get the
when you
rapper.
started laughing, I knew you were going to touch Kabe.
Kabe Taijin is you.
Really? I thought Kabe Taijin reminded me of you.
No, he's you because of the physical ailments where he just like starts breaking down.
The anxiety-induced vomiting? I don't know. I don't relate to him at all, but that's really funny that you say that.
No, just that aspect of it. Not the character himself, just his ailment.
So Kabe Taijin, I mean, we're just going to talk casually about it because if you're this far, we're going to go straight into spoilers. But Kabe Taijin is just like this scrawny, pale guy with like deep bags under his eyes, but he's like the best MC in all of Tokyo. And then, what's the other guy? Sekitoba?
Sekitoba. Kung Fu.
Sekitoba
Kung Fu, yeah.
Is the coolest looking motherfucker. And I'm like, why can't he be the main rapper? We get this fucking pale hoodie kid.
Because that's the point. It's
I know, that's the point.
Show you. Actually, like, I really liked his backstory as well, Kabe Taijin.
Which part?
Just that, like, he sees the kid in his class kind of getting bullied, and he doesn't have the courage to do anything about it. But then he sees, like, the same kid later, and he's, like, having fun with his friends out in the streets doing the freestyle rapping, and he realizes, like, you know, that's an outlet itself. Like, you don't need to necessarily be physical, you don't need to be big, you don't need to fight people. Like, you know, there's other ways to just be yourself and stick up for yourself, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah,
and then
sure.
he goes back to it when we get later in the series, and they're looking for their inspiration, and he goes, you know, back to his roots.
I think the fat guy.
Nice, yeah, the fat guy's great.
Fat guy YouTuber who doesn't know how to rap actually.
With his terrible rhymes.
I love him. He's so good. This is something I really loved. And by the final episode, your episode 12, you're like, what are they going to use Kabe Taijin for? He's so important to the strategy. They literally pull him in. They go through all this trouble to get a rapper for a 1-minute diss track.
It was a good diss track, though.
It was a good diss track, but I was
absolutely
just like,
ethered Azalea.
But I was like, this is ridiculous. Like, I thought they were going to do like a duo singing rapping thing, but he literally shows up and just like, yo, you guys suck. Like, you guys are phonies. And I was like, wait, that's it, Kabe? Like, It worked.
Especially because we get the 3-episode arc of like him getting back to being confident and not feeling sickly anymore and having the massive anxiety. And I was like, man, Kongming must really have something in mind for this kid if he's putting this much effort into it.
He needs Kabe.
Nothing. I feel like it was unnecessary.
Maybe he was that like one key. He just needed him for that one thing, and it worked.
It did work. I honestly though, in that rap battle, I kind of like Kongming's rhymes better.
Oh my god, when Kongming, I was like, is Kongming gonna like change his voice and do like a freestyle rapping? But he just keeps his own voice, but it's almost like a sonnet the entire time. And I thought he was killing it. I thought he should have won that one.
Absolute fire. He was spitting the hottest flames.
The hottest flames. Kongming was so good. The voice actor must have been having so much fun playing as him.
Oh my god, absolutely. Kongming himself, because he's so even keel throughout, but it's like this comforting thing about it. I don't know why. Just like the way he speaks is so eloquent and comforting.
I don't know if you got this vibe, but it kind of reminds me of this like very old school, ho ho ho, you know, like that kind of like arrogant, not arrogant, but like very haughty, noble kind of guy.
Right, it was just the confidence in his voice.
And I thought it was fantastic. Why don't we jump around to some of the other characters? I think we have to talk about Ona.
Yeah, Owner is a great guy.
Owner was on my list for like mentor of the year
right?
for a hot second.
He basically lets Eiko do whatever she wants and still pays her.
How does he make a profit? Like,
you know you're old when like at the end where he's saying free drinks for everyone, and I'm like, man, there's a lot of people here. I don't think this is a smart financial decision for him.
Oh, as the person who's kind of worried? Yeah. I was like, are you sure? Like maybe one drink? Like,
I don't know if you should give them free drinks for the night. I mean, I know you guys had a good day and Eiko's going to this SummerSlam festival or whatever the hell it's called, but
she's not even getting a salary for this SummerSlam, so like she's not going to pay you back.
Wait, no. It's not called SummerSlam. That's WWE. What is it? Summer Sonya?
Summer Sonya, yeah. But yeah, both of us were worried about the finances of a fictional 50-year-old man in a mid-level anime.
With an obsession with the Three Kingdoms.
He's like, remember, it's like that time when you were fighting him? And the entire time, he's like, I don't even know if this is the real Kongming, but I'm having a great time talking to this weirdo in a suit.
I don't know. I feel like he just kind of accepted, like, there's maybe an 80% chance it's the real Kongming, and I'm going to go for it.
Doesn't question it. He never talks to Kongming and is like, how did you get here? He's just like, I think it's him. Maybe.
I think this is a deeper problem of what isekais have done to the Japanese people, that I think they have started to actually believe in them.
Because we're set in the real world, so maybe he watched a lot of like ReZero and Sword Art Online, and he's like, oh, this is possible, actually.
He was just waiting for his opportunity.
Oh, God. Should we talk about... okay, do you want to talk more characters, or do you want to talk about strategies?
I think the only character we have left is our lead singer of Azalea, right?
I have her, and I also have Steve Kiddo.
Oh, right.
Did you get the reference of Steve Kiddo?
No, what is it referencing?
Stephen Aoki, the DJ.
Oh, okay. That makes so much sense, actually.
It's like totally blatant, because Steve Aoki, like, I'm not even a big EDM guy, but he literally takes birthday cakes and smashes it in people's faces in the crowd. And Steve Kiddo does the exact same thing.
Okay. Now that you say it, I definitely get it. Yeah.
What a fucking weirdo.
He was an interesting character, though.
I like at the very end when he's like just sort of sitting in his car, like, now it's time we can go. And he kind of feels like that mentor character who's like 3 power level tiers above the main character. And he's like, I've been here before. I think it's fine. We can go now. And I don't know, it's just like very shonen-y in that way.
He's like Korin in Dragon Ball, where you think Korin is like the ultimate being at some point, and then you realize eventually, no, never mind. But when Korin first gets introduced.
Yeah, but we haven't seen Steve Kiddo have anyone at his level yet. Everyone is still playing amateur, yeah.
Like when we first meet Korin and Goku can't even catch him.
This fucking cat. Okay, let's jump.
There is another character you forgot about.
Oh, I know who you're thinking about.
Who?
Glasses.
Yes, the weird freak groupie.
The true MVP is what I was calling him in my notes. What a fucking freak.
Does he have a name other than Glasses Coon?
Glasses Kun, Stalker Kun.
I feel like every time there is a character with glasses in an anime, we end up calling him Glasses Kun.
Because that's what he is. He's a Glasses Kun. He's a fucking weird little incel nerd who loves fucking Eiko.
I feel like he's more Glasses San.
Do you think he's evolved to that level?
Yeah. I mean, he was a crucial part of every single stratagem.
Personally, I think he was more crucial than Kapitaichin in a long way.
You know what? You might be right.
Do you know who he is? He's Riley throwing the chair into the crowd in the Boondocks.
In the Boondocks, yeah.
Yeah.
He's the shit stirrer. He gets things going.
He's like, hey, that guy's a phony. And then just like he literally stops them from getting 100,000 views right then.
He's a catalyst.
Yeah.
He's an absolute catalyst. He somehow makes it into the opening theme song. He's clearly very important to this cast.
Doesn't talk at all. Like,
no.
You just hear like little murmurs.
But he played his part.
Oh, in a big way. Like,
actually,
like,
before we get into Azalea, because that's the last character, the theme song is fantastic.
I don't actually listen to it too much, but
no, really, I love it. It's easily my OP of the year so far.
It's hilarious, is what I think. Like watching Kongming do like the little shuffle dance.
Yeah, it's the shimmy.
The shimmy. Oh my god, it gets me. But I don't actually like listening to it.
I love the song too.
It's fun. I like it, but it's like it's very repetitive. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's a jam.
Yeah,
it's a pop. It's a pop jam. It's supposed to be repetitive.
I don't dislike it. It's just I'm not really listening to it that much. But when I saw the animation of it, I'm like, this is great. And then he's like driving the car and Eiko's on top. Like it's so silly.
It's Chan Chan, a Tiki Tiki Bon Bon. It's great.
Oh my god! I didn't even realize the lyrics.
They're not great.
Should we dive into Nanami?
Yeah, because that's when we're starting to get to the actual meat and potatoes and plot of this show. Is Nanami, the lead singer of Azalea.
I liked it. Like I like these subplots turning into like a bigger final boss arc. I thought it was really smooth, and I thought
it was definitely well done. Yeah,
I think her voice is like legitimately angelic. Like when she sang, like in the streets, like I got like chills. I was like, oh man, she's real good.
Now, when that was all going on, did you realize that she was going to be one of the rivals for Summer Sonia, or did you think it was really just some street artist?
I think immediately I didn't, but like pretty quickly I was like, oh yeah, she's definitely like the lead singer, like because of the hair color and stuff. How about you?
I would say it took me too long.
Maybe I think it took me at least an episode, if not a little longer.
Exactly. I feel like I should have known instantly, but like obviously looking back, it's clear, but I don't know why I didn't. Like I was still like thinking, oh, is she going to be part of Eiko's Act 2? Like are they going to like duet?
As well.
Yeah.
But I think we just fell for Kongming's strategy.
We did. We bought in hook, line, and sinker.
The three
bags.
That's
why courtesy name Kongming is an absolute genius.
Can we switch gears? Do you want to talk about? Let's talk about Nanami a little bit more.
Yeah, we'll finish off on Nanami.
Okay. I was gonna say that the friendship between the two of them is just genuinely so sweet, and like when they're hanging out and like in the hot springs, or like when they're on top of the tower and she sings to her, I was like genuinely touched. I don't know if you.
They're very supportive, even though they're aware of the fact that they're going to have to challenge each other at some point. Yet even in that, they still want the other to feel supported and that they're there for each other, even if they can't physically be. It was very nice. Very well done as well.
A lot of love, like a little bit of spice going on.
It was genuine. A little spice.
A little spice, a little chili pepper.
A little spice.
I hope we get to see more of her, but I think she's done.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, their story seems like it's wrapped up for the most part, because they overcame the fact that they weren't the band they wanted to be. They were fake. They were, doing all the lip syncing, just doing as much as they can do to sell, but not actually singing their music. And in the end, they, make their deal with their manager that like, no, we're going to do this with our music, with our songs, with our style. So that should be their character arc wrapped up, unless they, want to see where they go from there.
At one point, I was still thinking, even though we already knew who she was, I was still thinking, oh, they're going to recruit them and they're going to have like a full band supporting Eiko, but I'm glad they didn't go that route. And I also like that they have that relationship with the manager or the producer, who he's not really a piece of shit. He's just like scarred And I like that he's not evil necessarily.
No, yeah, it's layered. It's not just like he's a greedy guy that just wants to do whatever it takes to make money. It's that he's failed in the music industry himself, and he doesn't want to see the same thing happen to them, so he'll do, whatever it takes to make them famous, even if it's not really by making quality music.
Yeah. Yeah, I like
it was nice to see layered character like that.
Mm-hmm. And I like how they do that for someone as like minor as this old corporate guy who's usually just pinned to be a bad guy.
Yeah. I think the nuance with him was really well done because, like, at the end of it, like, I'm thinking, like, oh, I'm going to hate this guy. Like, there's nothing redeeming about him. But then you get, even with, like, that 30-second backstory, you're like, oh, okay, now we understand. And you have that empathy, which is strange, like, how quickly and well it was done. Yeah, it's good writing.
I like his white face paint and his rock and roller days. Really
that was
good.
Funny.
Is there anything else that you want to chat about? Because I have maybe one or two more things.
No, I think I touched upon my main points.
Okay. I was going to say, in terms of strategies and things of that nature, it was always really satisfying, especially in the beginning, early phases, when things work out. You're like, what the fuck is he doing? Like, and then all of a sudden, like, he's like, well, this is why I did that. And then everything just sort of comes together. And it always works. Like, that Eiko's going to make it to the top because she got Kongming.
Yeah. I mean, you can't lose with Kongming. What was your favorite of the stratagems?
I can only think of 3 right now. The first one is the room with the smoke clouds.
The room. That was my favorite. I thought that was hilarious.
Hiding the bathrooms and putting like fake security guards everywhere. I thought that was quite good.
I thought that was genius.
The second one was the fake broken equipment and waiting. That one's pretty good, where he waits for that guy who has no ability to actually sing and he doesn't want to use his voice up. And right at that moment he strikes. That one's pretty good. Am I missing anything? Besides like the whole...
I guess the arc of getting Kabe.
The arc of getting Kabe, as well as like getting Nanami to join their fold, or like.
And then the 5th one would be the concert itself, the final concert.
The concert itself was pretty brilliant, actually.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
To, like, ride the hype train and find out the location. That's all Glasses-kun, man. Glasses-san.
You're absolutely right. It was Glasses Senpai.
Glasses Senpai. Oh my god, he keeps elevating.
It might be Glasses Sama.
Glasses don't know.
He was that iconic.
Yeah, I mean, to answer your question, I guess the room one is the first. The first one really hits the hardest.
I thought the room one was like hilarious and genius at the same time. I just like the way they showed like the circle room and like nobody knowing where to go, and then just like, guess I'll listen to this song.
Yeah, there's just fire. Yeah. And you have that bitch upstairs who just fucking is an asshole. And afterwards, he's like, I loved your music. It makes her feel good about it. She's like, fuck you.
Get out of here, courtesy name Kongming.
Okay, last thing for me is I thought that there were some really great quotes. I only have 2 written down, but the first one is, create something from nothing. It's party time. And then the second one was, swallows and sparrows cannot comprehend the aspirations of phoenixes and swans. I was like,
damn. I like that one. That was beautiful.
I was like, that's like some real fucking poetry. Like, I'm going to use that on someone who insults me.
That's anime tattoo worthy.
Yes. I'm going to get that straight across as a tramp stamp.
Oh my god. Yeah, with like a little anime Kongming face on one of the sides of it.
With the fan covering his face. Underneath, like, ho, ho, ho.
Wonderful. Oh, that is perfect.
Okay, I think we're there, man. I think we're at final rankings.
Yeah, I mean, that was an incredibly positive discussion. Do you have any negatives other than the animation and I guess things getting a little slow with the Kabe arc? I don't really have too many faults.
It's not a matter of faults for me, but I just don't think... I don't know if a story like this has the ability to meet the highs of something like a shonen battle. Like, I have... Every episode I watched, I was happy, but maybe I'm like an 8 out of 10 happy with the occasional spike. So, personally, I'm giving this a B+. But I have nothing but good things to say, but I can't call it like a masterpiece or anything like that.
I think I'm about the same place. Overall, if we're doing a number, I would do 8.5, but we're S-class, and the whole point of this stupid channel and its stupid name is that we rank things by letter. I would go A- though.
Okay. When I was ranking these things in my head, I was like, shit, is this better than something like Ranking of Kings or something? And I think consistently I liked it more, but I just don't think it had the same peaks. And I think I might have overrated Ranking of Kings in that ranking video. What are your thoughts about that?
I think if we're, talking Ranking of Kings, as an overall experience, I think I enjoyed this more.
I agree.
Yeah.
But those first like 8 episodes are so strong. It's something like that where I'm sort of confused. But that's sort of the whole thing. Like my idea of this could change in a couple weeks from now, and same as it did with every other series that I've watched this year.
No, absolutely. I mean, that's why at the end of the year when we do our anime rankings, things are going to be real interesting.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Robert, thank you for joining me as always on this musical journey. If you guys like to reach out, find us on Instagram and Twitter at sclass_YT or email us at sclasspodcast@gmail.com. Thanks so much for listening, and we'll catch you guys next time.